About, obviously a lot of boxing people were bowing down, probably holding hands, who knows? Kissing booty, you know, a la Vince McMahon status, from back in the day. Um, but what do you think about Terence Crawford, aka Kendrick Lamar? Like they couldn't even get that right, Chris. So you know how he was posting videos and pictures with Rihanna. Somebody in the comment section said, "Man, look at her face when she realized that wasn't Kendrick Lamar." I mean, he became a meme overnight, but man, that's just to me that's embarrassing, man. You try to lick the boots so bad, and then they don't even know who you are over there. That's crazy.
Well, first of all, let me say, like, I do like Turkey, and I like what he's done, for boxing these last 6 to 8 months. I like Terence Bud Crawford. I think he's a great fighter. Top three pound for pound. Even in his later stage of his career, he's still doing great things. Um, for me, just Bud has a ceiling, and that ceiling is 154. And even though I'm sure he wants that payday, and he sure he tells himself, "Hey, Amir Khan, two divisions below Canelo, got that fight. That's life changing money. I can do the same thing." I don't think he believes he can win that fight, but yeah, I mean that's why you have to tell yourself that you are the best and you deserve that fight, and there's nobody else out there but a Canelo. So I'm sure he's telling himself, willing himself to this life changing money fight. And as for Turkey, I just don't like that he just doesn't understand that there are no's. Money can get you so far and it can open so many doors and it can make enemies into friends, but respect is respect, and he was told no by Canelo and he didn't like it and he threw a fit, and he's not happy. So again, yeah, bad luck on that end. Again, I saw Ryan Garcia in the spear. I know he's pissed off right now at the boxing world. He is banned for a year, so he's also throwing that fit. So yeah, man. Again, I know I said it earlier, but anybody, even the Great War Jones Jr. that went to that event on a Canelo night, in my opinion, you guys are a little bit of a traitor, man. But you know, that's just my opinion. Man. That's just my opinion. But yeah, again, it's there's only one Canadian boxing, and that's Canelo. It's the Canelo era still.
Chat going in. Clyde says for Rihanna, I'll pretend to be whoever she thinks. Oh man. What else have we got? Trump said, I heard in an interview that Vic Ortiz put De La Hoya several times and put down De La Hoya several times in sparring, and when De La Hoya was going to fight Pacquiao. Yeah, Victor Ortiz has been doing some interviews and stuff. Interesting stuff. A lot of people say he'd be quote unquote capping though, as the kids say. Not sure though. Not sure.
It's funny because yeah, I remember seeing those interviews that just came out a couple weeks ago, and yeah, he did mention that name. He dropped down some people. I didn't know who. He didn't want to say the name. I was trying to figure it out, but okay, it makes sense if it's Karim. There's certain names sometimes that you can say as a fighter, but if those people are in power, the way Oscarin is, maybe that's why he didn't want to say it. He might need a fight coming back. So again, right now, if Vic Ortiz gets in great shape, calls our boy Andy, makes it work, I can see him taking on DSG, man. At this point, DSG is food for the vultures. No disrespect.
Yeah. Now let's keep it moving. We still got to talk Joshua. We still got to talk Mungia. We'll keep those brief. But um, tell me what you think about this. Wouldn't you like to see Berlanga with? I mean, we always point fingers at the trainers, but I don't even know who his trainers are, Chris.
Yeah, I don't know who trainers are, but yeah, for long if he wants to get to the next level, we said again, you gotta cut sometimes that umbilical cord, and you gotta find some of these world class seasoned trainers. For me, it makes sense. I would say Joel Diaz makes sense, but I mean he's gotta be bold, and that's gonna be conflict right there of interest. So I don't know, I mean, Robert Garcia only has small guys. I think that would be a great kind of trainer. Something that he does have to work on in defense. And I mean, Robert is not known for defense; he's more known for offense. But that's yeah, I think that's one that makes sense at least in the offensive game. And I think Robert needs a big guy, man. He likes the little guys, but he needs a big boy in his camp.
You know what? Yeah. I feel like we always name the same people, man. But Freddie Roach would make sense, Chris.
Freddie Roach makes sense.
Cotto had a lot of success with Freddie.
I like Freddie. I like Freddie.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Freddie's obviously an offensive minded coach, but he's probably more defensively minded than a Robert Garcia. So that's a good one. And Freddie's the type of guy that welcomes anybody that is coachable. So I don't know if Edgar is that guy, but Freddie has a good choice.
Now, what do you think about, obviously before the fight, we can all tell a lot of Puerto Ricans weren't getting behind Berlanga. After the fight, it seems like that has changed. What do you think? Do you think from now on Puerto Ricans will support Berlanga like maybe he was hoping for before this fight?
I think a lot of people respected the heart. I think that they realize that he does have his limits. He's not the most technically sound fighter. He doesn't have the best skills overall. But I think they respect that he's got heart. A lot of people, including us, thought that he's going to get knocked out, and just the fact that he went the distance, is a W. So I think he made some fans back home. I think they respect him, a little bit more than they did on Friday night. So I think it's where can he adjust his wrinkles in his game. Like you said, Gio, at this stage of his career, he's in his prime. I don't think there's a lot that he can learn, but maybe there's things that he can amplify more. His power, landing that power, because he was not able to land it on Canelo. And if he can fix that one trick that he can do well, maybe he can pick up some wins along the way.
Yeah, you know what? Like when we used to watch all those fights when he was coming up, the first round KO streak, I remember those were must watch. I remember missing a couple of them because they were just so fast. You're turning the TV on, changing the channel, and next thing you know, the fight is over. But I really liked Berlanga back then. That was around that COVID era. I think we tried to get him on the podcast a couple times just because there was so much hype around this guy, and obviously it was very exciting. That hype kind of died down. We said it many times. Out of those guys, who's going to be the next one up? Definitely didn't think it was going to be him. When it comes to Puerto Rico, we always mention Xander Zayas as that next guy, right? When it comes to super middleweight, we always mention Diego Pacheco as that next guy, right? But Berlanga's hype really died down. But I'm not gonna lie, I really like him after this fight, man. He showed a lot of humility after the fight, and he said, "Hey, I'm gonna get better and become a champion." So yeah, I actually really like him after this. I think a lot of Puerto Rican people will begin to support him.